I don't know how much you interact with fans, but they're not happy right now. I'm wondering how much you feel from that, either through social media or your own interactions, and if you've had any interactions with fans, how have those been recently?
No, I don't really have interactions with fans more than seeing them in person. And typically, in person, fans aren't going to be, voicing their complaints to you. So, I mean, obviously on Twitter and stuff, you see everything and everybody talking negatively, but that's not unusual. So, I'm not surprised.
How do you avoid, I don't want to say losing a locker room, but the frustration of a locker room between coaches trying to send a message, the message isn't coming out on game day, and how do you get through those internal struggles and start producing on the field as a team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any like sort of conflict between like players and coaches, so I don't think there's a concern where it's like, all right, players are pointing fingers at coaches and vice versa, and that can kind of cause strife in the locker room. So for us, I mean, there's obviously internal frustrations with like our own play, but at the end of the day, like it's not going to make us lose the locker room just because we're not playing up to par. It's just like continuing to focus on getting better and improving on what we need to improve on.
I asked Mike McDaniel about the run defense yesterday, and he talked about players like overlapping responsibilities. How hard is it to walk that fine line of doing your individual responsibility, but also wanting to make the play and try to stop sort of the bleeding of the run game?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to have trust in your teammates, trust in yourself, trust in the scheme, and play within that. And I think when you start to play outside of that, it's when you can kind of see some problems. But ultimately, it comes down to each person's doing their job within the scheme of the defense.
What's been the message to the rookies amid their struggles?
Just to continue going, like I think they're aware and everybody's aware of their potential and how talented they are and can be. It's just a matter of rookie year. People have different rookie experiences. Some people come in and make a huge immediate impact. Some people come in and it takes them a little while. Some of the best players of all time have struggled in their rookie seasons or first couple of years. So, it's not anything to where you're losing confidence or discouraged in those individual players. You just got to encourage them to. I think the biggest thing with rookies especially is just like not work. There's a lot of pressure, obviously, and a lot of expectations, and so I think that if you kind of embody those expectations, it can kind of affect your play in a sense, and like make you play tight or make you less confident or whatever the case is. So I think with experience and reps and just like continuing to nurture those guys, they'll be just fine.
What are you seeing from this team on tape in terms of tackling? I know you're limited as to how much you can practice it, so how is it showing up in the games?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's been kind of spotty. Like, there's been games where we've tackled well, and there's been games like this last game where we haven't tackled well. And I think a lot of that also comes from, good intentions of trying to get the ball out and different things like that. But, I think that sometimes there's a time and a place, and I think what's most important is getting the guy on the ground. So, it's just something to continue to work on.
Is there something specific that you're seeing during the week that needs to be added, or as you guys get ready for the games? Because, during the week, you guys, everyone's saying like we're prepared, we're getting ready, and then it's not necessarily translating on the field. There's something specific in mind that comes to you that needs to be done?
I think that our preparation is good, and we practice really hard, and we practice the right things. Ultimately, when the game comes, I think there's times where the stuff you're doing in practice doesn't translate, and there's a multitude of reasons why that can happen. But I think that the more that we can just focus on the mundane, day-to-day individual drills and technique stuff, that it'll translate better to the game.
And what are some of the things that you guys see from a positive standpoint that you can build on? I was asking Malik Washington about this. I mean, Tua seems to be playing okay. Special teams and Malik's return seem to be good. Jalen Waddle, Darren Waller. How many things are there along those lines, do you think?
I think there's a lot of positive things to take. I mean, even as a defense, how we played in the first half, really, and the turnovers. That's something we've been emphasizing. I thought we came out and played like a really really solid team. And like you said, all the pieces we have on offense, our special teams have been great all year. So it's not like we're just a dumpster fire and that we can't do anything right. I think that we do a lot of good things. We just have to marry those good things together and keep playing complementary football and take advantage of momentum swings and not fold when we're up 17-0.
How do you balance the going for the turnovers, going for the strips versus like sound tackling? Because it looked like on film there's a few instances where guys were very clearly going for a punch out when maybe they should have just gone for the tackle.
Yeah, like I said, it's good intentioned. It all comes from wanting to make a play and wanting to get the ball back for our offense. But I think that ultimately somebody has to be bringing the person down. So if there's multiple people going for the ball and nobody's going for the tackle, then that's going to be a problem. So I don't think it's to discourage going after the ball. I think that's equally important. But I think that individual players maybe can use better judgment in certain times to try to get the runner down instead of going directly for the ball. But like I said, I don't think it's a good thing to discourage going after the ball. Just continue to emphasize the importance of tackling.
Has what it takes to, try to continue to turn things around.
Yeah, for sure. I think that we have all the right guys. We have plenty of talent, great coaches, and a lot of high character guys that really care about each other. So I think ultimately we're still making strides. This last game was obviously disappointing and could have gone a different way if we had continued to push on the momentum that we had. But I don't think that we're writing ourselves off by any means.
Is there a comfort to playing at home this week, or is a game at this point?
It's always great to play at home. Obviously, we have a great fan base, and the energy at Hard Rock is always great. So when you're on your home turf, you definitely got to capitalize on that. But ultimately, a game is a game. You can't only play well at home and just not bring that same energy on the road. But each game is equally important. So yeah, it would be nice to be at home though.